Oh wow, buckle in, get ready for fun and learning. This is a homeschool pop U.S. states video. In this video, we are learning about the state of Alabama. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun! The state of Alabama. Well, the first thing we want to discover about the state of Alabama is where it is on the United States map. You may want to visit after watching this video, and you might think, where is Alabama? Do you happen to already know where Alabama is? Yeah, Alabama is down here. That's right. Alabama is down here in a region of the United States called the Southeast. Cool. Now we're going to look at some of the places that border the state of Alabama. You can find out who Alabama's neighbors are. Let's start here. Bordering Alabama to the north is the state of Tennessee. Then, bordering Alabama to the east is the state of Georgia. To the south and east of Alabama is the state of Florida. Then, bordering Alabama directly to the south is a large body of water called the Gulf of Mexico. Finally, bordering Alabama to the west is the state of Mississippi. To review, the state of Alabama is down here on the United States map in a region of the U.S. called the Southeast. You are doing an awesome job so far. Now we're going to look at two nicknames of the state of Alabama that will let us know even more about this really neat state. There are two main nicknames of the state of Alabama. The first is the Heart of Dixie, and the second is the Cotton State. And we're going to be looking at both of these individually to see why these are nicknames of Alabama. The first nickname of Alabama is the Heart of Dixie. Yeah, the Heart of Dixie. The word Dixie is an old word that refers to the South. Yeah, to the southern region of the United States. Remember, Alabama is right here on the United States map. It's right in the heart of the South. That's why it has the nickname the Heart of Dixie. Alabama is also called the Heart of Dixie because it played such a huge role in the history of the South. Alright, well, why is Alabama called the Cotton State? Yeah, why is Alabama called the Cotton State? Well, cotton is one of the biggest crops grown in the state of Alabama. Alabama is one of the top producers of cotton in the United States. And it's grown all over Alabama. In fact, 59 out of the 67 counties in Alabama grow cotton. In fact, over 320 million pounds of cotton are grown each year in Alabama. That is a lot of cotton. Cotton is something soft and fluffy that grows on the cotton plant. It's very fluffy. In fact, a lot of clothes are made of cotton. A lot of cloth is made of cotton. Cotton has a lot of different uses and is a very important crop. To review, Alabama has two main nicknames, the Heart of Dixie and the Cotton State. That's pretty interesting. If anyone ever says, I'm going to the Heart of Dixie or I'm going to the Cotton State, you know they're talking about Alabama. Now let's look at the flag of the state of Alabama. Here is the flag of the state of Alabama. The Alabama flag has a very simple design. It's a white flag with a crimson-colored St. Andrew's cross. The St. Andrew's cross looks like the letter X, doesn't it? The St. Andrew's cross is a symbol that was used a lot by Spain, a country that used to own the land of Alabama. Alright, now we are going to locate two major cities in the state of Alabama. The first city we're going to locate is the city of Montgomery, right here. Montgomery is the capital of Alabama. Then, further north and a little to the west is the city of Birmingham. Birmingham is the largest city in Alabama. Cool, here is our final question. What is the state bird of Alabama? That's a good question. What is the state bird of Alabama? The state bird of Alabama is the yellow hammer. That's a cool name for a bird. The yellow hammer. They are easy to spot because of their yellow color, and they love open areas, which is why they like living in the state of Alabama, and there are a lot of them in Alabama. The yellowhammer loves to eat seeds. That's the favorite food of the yellowhammer. So if you see one and you have some sunflower seeds or something like that, go ahead and just throw it out because the yellowhammer would love to eat those seeds. It's true. It's absolutely true. Thanks for watching this homeschool pop video on the state of Alabama, the Heart of Dixie, the Cotton State.